Hey, it's noting this is One Bad Apple presents
Humma Kavula.
Hey, I'm George. I play bass for Humma Kavula.
I'm Glenn on guitar.
They're the Shredders, and you guys have a kind of a cool backstory. We're at One Bad Apple Records in Castro Valley, and this is kind of where the origin of the band took place. Why don't you walk us through that?
So I live in Castro Valley, and I had discovered that listening to records on headphones was amazing. And it just so happened there was a record store here, so I came down, spent a bunch of money, and I chatted up Don, and he's like, "Thanks for the money. Oh, you must play music." He saw some of the selection. I was pulling out like Jaco Pastorius, Weather Report, some Maiden, some Metallica, and he's like, "This guy's all over the place. I don't know what's up with him." But we start talking, and I just had mentioned to him that our guitarist quit the band that we were trying to get started, and that's where he hooked me up with Glenn.
Now let's hear Glenn's version of this. I bet it's entirely different. I bet Weather Report's not mentioned at all.
So I was relatively new to the Bay Area, just checking out all the different record shops because I love collecting vinyl. And I come into One Bad Apple for the first time, I think, and start talking to Don. And he's got a guitar hanging up behind the counter. I'm like, "Oh, cool. What kind of guitar is that?" He's like, "Oh, you play? Want to play?" And so then I'm in the record shop just jamming out on Don's guitar. And he's like, I know somebody that's looking for a guitar player. You mind if I pass your number along?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah." So gave my number and totally forgot about it. A month later, all of a sudden I get this weird phone call from this guy named George. He's like, "Hey, are you looking for a band?" Something like that. Maybe it wasn't as dorky as that.
No, it was totally as dorky as that. It was like, "Oh, hey, yeah, I got your number from Don. Here you're looking for a band. We just lost our guitar player." And Glenn asks, he's like, "So, why'd your last guitar player leave?" And it's like, "Yeah, I got really mouthy and kind of wasted on my birthday party and mouthed off to him, so he quit." And he goes, the first thing out of Glenn's mouth was, "Yeah, that's a red flag."
How do these kind of sounds incorporate in the sound of your band now?
I'll take this. I think it lets us experiment more with textures, right? Like you probably don't see it now, but both of us use a lot of effects in our playing. It blends together. It's like the parts on the bass and the guitar can be syncopated at times, but yet ambient and spacious, and that all comes from our past influences.
Yeah, I was listening to your singer Michael earlier talking about the 4 levels of vocals when he sings. And as I was over, I was kind of just eavesdropping, and I was like, wow, like that is someone who's really technical and really thinking about, what's possible within a vocal range and kind of hitting all that. I could never do justice to what he said, but it sounded like a scientific report. So the thing I think that, people should expect when listening to your band is it's a highly technical band.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I always strive, like something about being a musician and playing with the music that we grew up on. You strive for technicality, but it also doesn't feel like a technical band, right? And I think I like to think it's subtle, but people can groove to it.
Yeah. What do you think?
And definitely there's a lot of melodic element, but we like to have this interplay of like a quiet part or a quiet section that builds a mood, and then bludgeon you over the head with a heavy part, and then back to the quiet. And it's kind of the storm comes in, and then it kind of fades away. And that's kind of the feel vibe of the band. There's influences, not just the early 70s, 80s metal, but we have a lot of influences from alternative in the 90s, everything from Soundgarden, Jane's Addiction, you name it, all those bands, that whole era really inspired us.
I mean, I don't know what else I could say. Humma Kavula, they want to bludgeon you over the head with the heavy part. I mean, that's like a great tagline right there. So you guys are going to play a song called Spellbound for us?
Yeah.
So I'll let you guys get it. And listen, if you're in Castro Valley, make sure you stop by One Bad Apple Records. Pick up some vinyl. Who knows? Maybe bring someone in here that doesn't play an instrument. They'll look at a record cover, and it may start a whole career in music for you. So come down One Bad Apple Records, and thanks to Humma Kavula for playing.
Yo, what's up? We're live. Here we go. Cliff Burton Day 2025. I'm Nicholas Alexander Gomez, and I'm with my buddy.
Jose.
And Jose is the director of Cliff Burton Day event. He does all the graphics and whatnot. He is one of my right-hand men on this team. So that's why we have Jose here. And yeah. So yeah, dude. How do you enjoy Cliff Burton Day?
Oh, it's crazy, but it was a lot of fun. Happy to be here. Happy to be part of all this. And I'm excited to show you guys what we have.
So I think in the last like 3 days, averaging 4 hours of sleep, maybe like 3.5. How about you?
Yeah, 3, 4, 2, whatever.
Yeah, I think so. Cliff Burton Day was kind of special this year, as it is always. It just gets bigger and bigger. But we did something different where instead of just guests talking, we had live music. We still had guests speak, but most of them were musicians and they played music for us, which was really cool. I feel like maybe experienced a little bit of growing pains because it was so much bigger than the last year. But it went really well. I mean, most things we heard were, dude, it was awesome. I mean, check out the chats, and people in the chat were there as well too. But yeah, so we recorded all the footage, which was Saturday. We got done wrapping out around 1 o'clock, maybe. There was an after party at the bar. I went in 2 seconds and said, all right, guys, good night. And then went back home. And since I've been home yesterday, we've been editing nonstop. This video literally got finished 1 hour ago. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video. But it turned out really good. So what you are going to see is the Cliff Burton Day event was 3 hours long. Well, in 3 hours, I got to go to bed. I got to work tomorrow. So we condensed it down to an hour and a half. So every band that you're going to see tonight played multiple songs, but you're going to see the best song out of each of their sets. So it was pretty cool. Who did you enjoy the most? Or some of the, not the most, but you know what I mean?
There was a lot of highlights.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to spoil anything, but...
okay, don't spoil the big one. I mean, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about.
No, it's a great show. I mean, there's a lot of highlights.
Yeah.
I don't want to say one's better than the other
True,
or whatever. But altogether, it was a really good crowd, good variety of music.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really exciting. It was really exciting. Yeah, I'm not going to call out any favorites though.
No, okay. Well, I will say what's up to Mike Overton. I see you in the chat. It was awesome editing your videos, dude. You are a legend, my man, and thank you for working with us. Mike Overton from Trauma is also on the Cliff Burton Day team. He is, I would say, all things sound and stage. He's the head of that department. So anything sound and stage, he's the top of it, and he has his chain of command underneath, which they did a wonderful job. And we didn't give him an easy task at all. It was multiple bands, multiple changeovers, super fast. Mike, you did a wonderful job, my man.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
So let's see. We're going to start the video in just a moment, but we do want to bring in our guest of the evening. His name is Mr. Mike Burton.
Oh, hi.
Mike, how you doing, my man?
Good. You caught me a little off guard there. Watch the Warriors game. I'm here, though. I got my clothes on. I'm ready to go.
You look comfy.
I don't see you, but nice to see you every year.
Yeah, Mike has been with us every single year. He has not missed a Cliff Burton Day. Mike is the man. So
I made a promise. I made a promise a long time ago to Ray Burton, and I keep my promises.
Right on.
Pretty simple.
So you were at Cliff Burton Day. How did you enjoy it?
You know, it was interesting to me because it was the first one I didn't have to talk, which was awesome. And I was getting pretty tired of the sound of my voice, to be honest with you. I'm not much of a talker generally, especially out in front of public peopleness. So I thought it was cool to see the different perspective of it. But the other really, really big thing for me was I took my daughter there. And that's not ever happened, you know, just happened to work out that they were in town for this and that, you know, it lined up right. So that was, you know, that was cool because that's another generation. Right. And that's that was kind of nice for me because obviously, I mean, they know, you know, the history and all that, you know, and some of the sadness and that and all that. And so it was nice to share that with my daughter. So, but the show itself, yeah, it was cool. I was glad to see it. The special surprise was awesome. And all the bands, I mean, it's like you guys were saying, I mean, I can say something good about every band that played, you know, it was cool. It was cool to see. And starting with the first people that got on stage, I thought they did a really good job covering the Big M.
Oh yeah.
You know, they played 3 songs, I think. They did a good job. I mean, especially the early stuff like that. Yeah, they played. They were great. They were solid. They were polished and together and professional. And then I remember who came next after that. Was Trauma after that?
Yeah.
You know, Trauma's Trauma. They're really good at what they do. They've been really good at what they do for a long time. And that was great. I think that they probably I think it was probably a huge effort for them to get that together with a new singer. It sounds like they didn't have a lot of time with him. So I salute them and I salute their effort. They're always good. They're solid. They're good players. After that was a surprise that was really good and it was cool and nice to see that. And then, I mean, I'll say something about the last guys too, because those are all my friends, you know. It was a trip to watch those guys play on stage. And I don't want to give too much away, but the backdrop that you put up on the screen while they were playing, it was so fun. It made me laugh so hard. It was so funny to see that graphic on the screen. You know, it was Judd and it was Joey and it was my guy Tony Martin. You know, those guys when they were playing that graphic was so funny. So
did you instantly recognize it?
Oh yeah.
It was?
Oh yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. Because
it was hilarious, right? It was so funny. So
yeah, Jose
I
built that from a still of the barn itself.
Of course.
Yeah.
I don't think a good. I'm not a public speakerman, and I'm not a real super out in front public personman. But I just would think that probably one of the first rules of podcasting is don't talk on inside jokes that the audience doesn't know. So should I explain what I'm talking about, or do you want to do that later?
No, yeah.
So what it was when these guys were playing, they called them, I think it's really silly and I don't back the name. Did you call them the Barn Boys?
Yeah. Thanks, Canada Dave.
No,
shout out to Canada Dave, our homie.
Stop
hey,
it.
Dave.
No, stop it. Stop it. I don't back that name. But anyway, these guys that used to jam.
We call it the Barn Jam.
Barn Jam.
Great.
Barn Jam. That's what we call here in the United States of America.
Judd's Barn.
Judd's Barn. Yeah, Judd's Barn.
The people that went in and drunk and sweated in Judd's Barn played. And it was Tony playing guitar. It was Judd playing guitar. And it was, Harold played bass. Got to remember Harold. I didn't say him before. I apologize for that. And Joe played drums. And so, while they were playing, you know, and it was a bit free form because that's the point of it. That's what they did. That's what we did there. They had a graphic on the screen that was like a line drawing of the barn, and it was hilarious to me. It made me laugh. That's all. I mean, I think I would call the band. I would call the Gladiator School.
All right,
because that's what it was.
I do have to say,
if you go out there, and I think everybody who went out there and played in that barn would agree, it was either kill or be killed. And you had to learn what to do, and you had to be loud enough, and you had to be confident and definite enough, you know, to stand up and just let it rip, man. So
I do want to say, while I was creating that graphic, I was thinking in my mind, I was like, a lot of people are not going to know what this is, but for the people that do know, it's awesome. It's for you guys.
It was so great. Because it made it look nice, and the place was not. It was ramshackle, right? I mean, it was falling down here and broken up there, and I mean, things I remember more about that than anything is not the easiest place to find a flat spot to set my drums up. You know, on the dirt floor, and the power wasn't great. And I think that there was lots of fading in and out at times if there was too much draw. And that was the thing with Cliff too, for sure. Oh, by the way, happy birthday! It's Cliff's birthday. Happy birthday, Cliff!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Cliff!
Another year, still gone, still dead. We still miss him.
Mm-hmm.
His legend is still growing, so nothing's really changed. But you know, he with that monster 218 cab that he had, and the Sun, I think it was a Beta base. Contrary to maybe what some other people might have, implied, the Sun Beta base, and then just a universe, an array of pedals at his feet. But my point is that stuff drew a lot of juice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember times when he would kind of dig into it and really start kind of laying into it, and lights would kind of dim a bit, because he would be drawing more than his fair share of power, so to speak, and the other guys would have a Marshall or I don't know if Jed had a twin. I can't remember.
Yeah, back then it's probably all tube amps, so it's like drawing way more power, and I
Yeah,
imagine
well,
it's
yeah.
running off a generator too.
And it's Jed's grandma's barn, it's not modern anything. It's so, but that was the place where we were allowed to be, at our own devices, all night, all day, whatever, man.
Yeah, I was
hard
told
to
when
get
you
out
would
there.
drive
It's a
down the
long
road,
drive. Go
you
ahead.
would see just cars line the streets. Like, I mean, the street, and it's
Yeah.
like you go cruise down that road, you're just gonna see all the cars lined up on the side to get to the barn. Back
It's a
then,
long
was there
drive.
still, was there still a nudist colony out there?
There was a legend of that. I remember I was able to borrow my mom's car a lot, and it was a large. I was trying to look for a picture actually of it, because I have a picture of it driving. I drove some of his gear to the Hayward Plunge that day for that show, for the trauma show at Hayward Plunge. And there's a lot of pictures of Cliff from that outdoor show at Hayward Plunge with trauma. And my mom had a big car, it was a big like Chevy Caprice or whatever, 4 doors, and the trunk actually fit that cabinet of his, that big 18 road cabinet. So I tend to drive that around a lot. I remember driving it out there once to Judd's, and it was raining, and it's really curvy and crazy, and there's a lot of winding roads, and it's very narrow 2-lane road. It's a canyon, and it was rural. And I remember one night it was really wet, and for some reason I thought it would be a great idea to get right to the curve, turn my wheels, and punch it as hard as I could, just to see what happened to the car. And immediately it kind of busted loose, and the back end slid out and smashed into this wall. But the good news was the wall was covered with like ivy and vines and shit like that. And so all I had to do, it didn't dent the car. In other words, it just took half of the ivy off the wall with me. And so I just had to kind of squirt it down real quick when I got home so they didn't find out. So I remember another time. What I wanted. Am I done talking?
No, keep going, man. Come on.
Yeah, that's the problem. Start fucking talking, man. What I wanted to say though was there was lots of jam houses. Bill Weber's was a jam house. Tony Martin's was a jam house. Judge Grandma's was a jam house. We played in my parents' living room whenever my parents were gone. We played there for years. I mean, we threw away so much beer at my house that my mom had probably 40 or 50 bottles of Mickey's Big Mouth, with a little hand grenade looking things with a big top, with a big mouth. We had so many of those that she started putting spider plants in them and turned them into like plants. And so all the windows in the kitchen were completely lined with Mickey's Big Mouth, bottles.
Mickey grenades up there.
Yeah, full of beer, but it was like Cliff, Mickey's Big Mouth, Molson Ale was another one. And what his papa used to love to drink was a Rainier Ale, the Green Death. So we had a lot of that. But what I just remember, our driveway was very steep at my house, very steep, crazy driveway. And I remember one time driving his cabinet hanging out the back of my mom's car and driving up the driveway, and the cabinet fell out of the car, right, when we're going up the driveway. And so it's laying there. I drove up the driveway, and it's laying at the bottom of the driveway in the street. And we're all, oh shit, I wonder if the cabinet broke. I hope the cabinet didn't break when it fell out of the car. And it's like, we looked at it, and the cabinet dented the street. That cabinet was so strong and so heavy and so burly, that 218 road cab that he had, it actually made a hole in the car, in the asphalt of the street when it fell out of the car.
Oh my gosh!
So,
and you guys lug that thing around
everywhere. I mean, he took it on the road with the beginning of.
Really?
At the beginning of the Big M, you look at any of those early shows, that cabinet's there. It's a 218.
Was that his first big amp? Like when he got his Rickenbacker, what amp did he get?
That amp. He had a little. The first thing, his first practice amp that he. I'm sure he had it till the day he passed. I guarantee he had it. Was this thing? I think it was called a Univox, and it was a little combo, nothing big, one speaker, but that's what he practiced with. But no, that Rode amp, he had that forever, and they started throwing Mesas up on the side next to it, I believe, to fill out the sound. But he had that cab, and he had that Sun amp. That Sun amp was the one. That was the one that I was holding the fuse on that Cliff 'Em All video.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So he was using it even then. But again, the style of his playing, he's drawn a lot of juice, man. He played hard. He pumped it through a lot of effects. He did a lot of things, and the volume was high. So yeah, that it started coming to the point where that amp was topping out, when that Sun Beta was topping out. And the fuse would blow. And it was his second gig with the band. The first gig was the Keystone, I believe, in Berkeley, where they have a pole right in the middle of the stage, which is insane. But they did. Right in the middle of the stage, there's a giant pole. And that was his first one. And the second one, he said, I need you to shove your finger in my fuse box of my amp so it doesn't blow. Especially right?
That sounds so inappropriate.
Sure, could go wrong. Why not? But especially during my solo, because again, he's drawing all the juice that he can find. I mean, it's like,
wow,
that's a lot of power, man. I mean,
breakers, dude, that's crazy. You weren't worried about getting zapped? Like, all right, dude.
That's
how old were we? I don't know. Whatever. What was the year?
Yeah, we're young and invincible back then.
I didn't even think twice. Didn't even care.
Yeah.
And that's where you see that footage of him doing the bass solo on Cliff 'Em All from the Stone at his second show, and that little pin-headed son of a bitch behind him, with no hair was the last time I got a haircut.
Oh, okay.
Last time I got a haircut was then.
Wow.
So yeah, it's funny, right? So
oh man, yeah, we're gonna have to pull that up next time.
Happy Cliff Day. I'm done talking. I've already talked too goddamn much. I thought I got away with it on Saturday. So it was a good show. You guys did a good job. It was different. Everybody wants a piece now.
They can have it.
Cliff was our friend. There's less and less of us every year. One year I want to do this, and I've wanted to do it for a long time, and I wish I would have started at the beginning and doing it. Two things I wanted to do. One I did, and that was before Ray passed. I got Harold to film everybody cheering for Ray. Remember that one at the high school? Because he deserves it. Everybody's cheered for Cliff his whole life, but Ray deserved that. And the other thing I wanted to do every year was say, everybody that's out there, stand up if you met Cliff. Everybody there, stay standing if you knew Cliff.
At year one, it would have been almost everybody in the room.
Everybody that's there, stay standing if you played with Cliff. It's like the guys in the San Francisco in the 2006 earthquake. Where they meet at the fountain every year. At the time of the earthquake, and there's less and less of them, and now there's none.
Oh wow! Oh yeah.
1906. What are you going to do, dude? That was 118 years ago. So, but it's important to remember and honor the people that crossed paths with him and knew him. It's important to not blow anybody off and remember the people that he played with. It's because that's his legacy, and it's not about look at me. I was close to Cliff, and we this and that. It's about what Cliff was, and how he interacted and impacted everybody around him, because he had a massive impact on everybody that he came across for so many reasons, in so many ways. You know what I mean? So I wish that we would have got somebody that was actually intimate with his equipment. We tried this year, we tried to get somebody that's never spoken out in public, and we were close, but
Close. Next year,
I'd love to have that. I'd love to follow up on that and have somebody actually, explain how he helped him get his sound, how he helped him run his rig, how he helped him, when he got the keys to the candy store, so to speak, right at that end on the last tour, on that Puppets tour, where now they're in arenas, now they're on a bus, now they've got, indoor seats, now they've got equipment to do what they want. I would love, I'd be fascinated myself just to hear what that meant for him. You know what I mean? Like, what did he, when he was able to grab anything he wanted, what did he actually grab for first? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that he had a guitar that he carried in the hotel, along with a hammer in the suitcase. We all know that he had backup basses, that he was never not playing. So it's, but I'm just curious. We've heard so much about so many other things.
Yeah.
We've heard from Aiden Mullen, and we've heard from John Marshall. We've heard from Mick Hughes, who all were involved around his sound. But Mick helped him get his sound. But I'm talking about the guy that was actually handing him his bass. That he tuned and cleaned the sweat off every night. I'd love to hear from somebody like that. Firsthand.
Yeah.
So we'll keep trying, right?
Optimistic for next year, and eventually there'll be a time where there's no more new stories, and that's gonna be sad, but a way to continue Cliff's legacy, I believe, is through the scholarship.
I can promise you that will never happen. You'll just maybe never hear them. But all of us who were around him, I guarantee you, there's millions of stories, all the little moments that are embarrassing or funny or stupid, or at the time didn't even seem like they mattered. That's what we got, man. That's what we're left with,
Yeah.
So there will never be a time when there's no more news stories. You just won't hear them. A guy I used to play in a band with, who's a legend, and doesn't get out and doesn't talk about it. He's got just himself. He's got a lifetime of stories. You'll probably never hear him, I respect his right to keep his privacy, and maintain what's personal to him. And that's all we got, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing left, once those ashes run through your fingers, your hands are empty,
Well, we'll continue Cliff's legacy.
So we went happy, and now we're totally bumming. So
Have
I done my job?
Cliff Burton scholarship. Let's switch to the good, the happy.
Yeah.
If our viewers are watching and they don't know that the Cliff Burton Day raises funds for the Cliff Burton Scholarship to donate money to children with musical ambition. So T-shirts like this one, T-shirts like that one, T-shirts like the one Frankie's wearing over there, posters and whatnot, all that stuff, all this, the merch goes to children. So that's how.
Shout out to Mr. Harold, who I think shot that photo. Did he not?
This one is Harold. Which one's yours? This one's Gene Ambo, I think, right?
Gene Ambo out of Chicago. Good man.
This one's Gene Ambo. Yeah, that's Gene Ambo. Let's see, Frankie. Hop on.
Oh, you know what? I want to give a plug if I can. Can I do
Gene
that?
Ambo as well. Three years in a row right here.
Can I give a plug? You keep talking. I'm going to give a plug. I got to find out the exact specifics of it, but he'll appreciate it.
Okay.
Did
Well,
he-
Mike's
And
looking right now.
he did not rake you over the coals for those photos. He was a generous gentleman about it.
Oh,
Gene
yes.
Ambo?
Oh, total gentleman. Wonderful interview.
Cool
Wonderful
dude.
person.
All right. So here. Hey, Gene, I hope you're watching. He made this book, and it's awesome.
Oh, I've seen that book. I didn't know that was him.
It's
There you go.
awesome. And he's a
Sick.
great, I'm just random pages.
Dude. Yeah, my conversation with Gene Ambo was a very memorable one. Very
Gene
much
is
ago. He was
awesome.
like He's such a cool dude.
He's
like
a cool dude,
vibe.
man.
Funny stories.
Oh, nice.
Dang. G Nambo, sick book, my man.
Yeah, no, he's a good dude, and he deserves, especially because he was a gentleman about using the photos, which is really kind of what it's all about.
And
Because
if I'm
the
not
clipping,
mistaken,
like you
these
said,
were unreleased photos too. If I'm
it's a
not
worthy
mistaken.
cause, and it raises funds, and it's a real, it's a righteous cause, right? So anyway, Gene Ambo, out of
Nambo.
Chicago.
And
Harold
also,
Oyman made quite a lovely book too with Brian Liu, right? Murder in the Front Row.
got it right over there, dude.
Yeah,
I
lovely
love that
book.
book.
I mean,
love the
documenting
movie.
this whole time,
Yeah.
in our lives when we were young and stupid and didn't give a shit.
It's Bay Area history, and it became world history after that. Like, it's amazing that it happened right here in our backyards. I mean, Castro Valley is such a small town, not just Castro Valley, Dublin, San Francisco, Oakland, everywhere, El Cerrito. Like, that's our little backyards, and it's world renowned. So it's amazing.
Yeah.
While we're doing shout outs, we do have to give a shout out to Casey. Happy birthday, Casey. Thank you for all the support. Thank you. Hi. Oh, of course. Hi, Mom. Hi. Cool. So Mike,
I've taken this in an unprofessional direction.
That's the professional was for Saturday, dude. Let's let her hair down.
That's why I wasn't on stage Saturday.
In all honesty, soon enough, I hope to be next to you and just take a seat back and watch the show.
Yeah.
It
was different. It was cool. It was different to
it's
watch.
cool to be able to see it from that perspective. And like I said, it was different. This was the most different by far, which I think, once you guys watch this footage, you can see it. It's completely miles above what it was.
To me, if I was to have to be like, and maybe this isn't the right thing to say publicly, but whatever. I would describe this year as when the night that the inmates took over the asylum.
Technically, yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to sort of put it out there, where it was, bands played and they took as long as they needed. The stories were sort of unfiltered and unedited, and people just sort of had their say,
Yeah.
On the good side of that was Mr. Harold. Mr. Harold, he had a lot to say, man, and he's been building up to that for a long time and a lot of years, and hadn't really sort of had his chance to say things. And I celebrate the fact that he did. I believe he did this year, and that's awesome.
He had all the time he needed.
Yeah.
It was well said, well spoken. It was very touching. Honestly, editing his video was one of the highlights of the night. Like, Harold, I told you that night, but you did a wonderful job, my man. We greatly appreciate your contributions to Clip.
Patient Oyman, when you ran the asylum, you did a good job.
Yeah. Harold helped me out too. Harold, thank you again.
When you took it over, you ran it well. No, and it's good stuff, it's good stuff for sure. So
yeah. Cool. Well, let's see. So this video is about an hour and a half, just telling our viewers. So, make sure you hang out. There's a lot of good stuff at the end. If you're still awake, we'd love to see you here. We'll be still in the chat, so you can talk to us in the chat. What do we got there? Who's backwards here?
The Cliff.
It's got to be Cliff. It's Cliff. I see it's Cliff, right? In a white shirt. Is he wearing a white shirt? In the chats, what is it? Tell us what it is.
That's me with my afro.
Oh,
that's Cliff. Me playing his bass with my drumsticks.
Oh, sick.
I see.
That's my guy Tony from the barn, and that was his house. That was his jam room.
That's funny.
Dang, dude, Puffy, dude.
Yep, we had fun.
That's sick.
We had a lot of fun. Oh, it's funny too. There's the here's his see. Here's his here's the 218 road cabinet right there.
Oh yeah.
In the side, and looks like he's drinking Molson Ale.
Yeah, I see it.
So the cab had the built-in the metal on the sides, so it was like
the pieces, the
case. Dang, dude, yeah, that would definitely destroy asphalt, dude.
Broke the streets.
Oh, you know how heavy that thing? Did it have casters at least?
No.
Dude, you're plugging that. Did you play any places that had stairs? That's got to be worse than like Ampeg, 810s or whatever it is.
Yeah, the SVT. No, nothing on the SVT.
Dude, it's heavier than a fridge, dude. That's crazy.
It was huge, and it was really, really heavy. So, yeah, but we got it done. We had fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a Marshall full stack back there. I don't need a full stack to get it done.
That was what I was talking about, the Hayward plunge.
Oh yeah,
Isn't that a beautiful photo?
beautiful.
It's such a beautiful photo. And
That's
that's
an iconic spot. It's still there. The stage is still there to this
yeah,
day.
totally. And that's the shout out to oh dear, Rick Brackett, who took that photo. Richard Brackett,
Okay.
another good photographer.
Gotcha. Yeah, lovely for those photos from that.
Oh, and
that
one
show
other
are
thing
awesome.
before you cut me off, and I really hope you do cut me off because I'm tired of my own voice. Every chance I get every year to call the roll and talk about people like Rich Birch, fuck. Oh, come on. Oh dear. My singer from Bailoff, Paul Bailoff, the ones that aren't here,
Mhm. Maybe
they need to be remembered because they're part of the scene.
Bill Weber, Yaz.
Weber is Jam House, needs to be
Yeah.
remembered, part of the scene.
A lot of people bring up Yaz.
Oh,
He
of
was
course,
a
Mike Yastrzemski, absolutely.
genuine dude. Yeah.
Absolutely. Heathen, I think it was, wasn't it? Heathen. Yeah. And I think, because you talk about Cliff and you talk about the people around him, it's important to remember those people because they were a big part of it.
Yeah. The people he surrounded himself with too, you can tell they're genuine people. Like that community, being able to interview them over the past 8 years, I'm like, a lot of good apples in this bunch. Maybe one or two that, not my favorite, but 98% of those guys and girls.
A few of those you didn't get to interview and they didn't get their say.
Yeah.
And that's why I think you got to say their names so they're remembered.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
whoever, if you got folks on your online dealie, if I'm forgetting a name, they should type it in and
Donnie from Trauma, I see it in the chat.
Donnie, yeah, clearly, Donnie passed. That's right. I mean, we lost one a couple of years ago. Our buddy Rob Churchfield, who you probably don't know, good bass player. So they're out there and they should be remembered. They were part of our scene and they were part of our lives.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could say it, man. There, but the grace of God go I, or whatever. I mean, who knows? Why does it happen? How does it happen? Who knows? But it's
you got to remember the fallen homies.
It's important. It's important. So
maybe a segment we can add to the next Cliff Burton Day.
Yeah, the people who passed on.
When I get a chance and I remember, I just like to say those dudes' names because nobody's saying their names for them. So that's all.
When watching the footage of Cliff Burton Day, if you take a notice of my shirt, I'm wearing a shirt I made of my friend James Harmer. He lived in Castro Valley, and during my formative years, he was like a wonderful friend, wonderful person. Just made everybody feel very positive around. It's like try to keep his name alive too, which wearing his shirt and same thing. You had your buddy on your shirt, Cliff Burton Day. It's like that's how we keep our friends' memories alive. Keep them here.
Yep. Yeah. Honor the. I don't want to say the elders, but the brethren, the fallen, for sure. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy Cliff Burton Day, dude. That's what we're doing here today.
Yeah, man.
Cool. So shall we roll this beautiful bean footage?
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
All right, everybody. We hope you enjoy this. Like I said, we'll be in the chat and we'll be back at the end of this. Just say goodnight to y'all.
But I don't have to talk anymore because I've already said enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike, for joining us, my man. We'll talk soon. Let's roll this beautiful bean footage. It's rolling. Don't worry. This is the intro.
They can't hear us, right?
I'm sorry I went too long. I just started talking. That's the problem.
They can't hear us, right?
Just turn down the volumes on.
Oh, they can hear you.
All the way down.
That was pretty tight.
So what's up, y'all? My name is Nicholas Alexander Gomez, and I'm the host of Cliff Burton Day. Thank you to everybody who has come this year and all the previous years. Who was here at year one? Oh, my perfect attendance crew. Thank you very much. So we have a big day in store for you. We have live music, different bands, Q&A. So the first person I want to bring up to continue our Cliff Burton Day tradition, we always start out with a happy birthday, and that is my friend, Miss Connie Burton. Let's give it up for her. Oh, I'm coming for you. Don't worry. One more time for Connie Burton, please.
Hi, everybody. Is it on? Yeah. Hi, everybody, and thank you for being here. And I want to shout out a big thanks for everybody that contributed and dedicated themselves to making this happen, including you, Nicholas Gomez, who's the leader of the pack here. And I'm so glad that you're all here and that we're here. Happy birthday, Cliff. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Cliff. So shall we start this party?
Praise God. Yes.
So we all need your help. We're going to do happy birthday. So my singing's terrible, so if you guys can help us out, that would be awesome.
And my singing's terrible, too. I have a punctured vocal cord, so, don't go with my tune.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cliff. Happy birthday to you. That worked. That was cool. Right on. Right on. I would love for you to announce your friends over here on stage.
Are they all here? Hi, you guys. Hi. This is Damage Incorporated, and they are a Cliff Burton tribute band, NorCal, because there's a Damage Incorporated SoCal. And this is a Damage Incorporated NorCal. Cliff Burton. Cliff Burton tribute band, and they're awesome, and they're awesome guys, and we'd love to hear from you.
Self-destruction fades apart with fear. Something dark is clear, leading on your death construction. Taste me, you will see. More is all you need. Dedicated to how I'm killing you. Come crawling faster. Obey your master. Your life burns faster. Obey your master. Master of purposes pulling your strings, twisting your mind and smashing your dreams. Blinded by me, you can't see a thing. Just call my name and I'll hear you scream. Master, Just call my name, I hear you scream. Master. It'll walk the way, never you betray. Life or death becoming clearer. Pain monopoly, ritual misery. Chop your breakfast on a mirror. Taste me, you will see. More is all you need. Dedicated to how I'm killing you. Come crawling faster. Obey your master. Your life burns faster. Obey your master. Master. Master of puppets is pull your strings. Twisting your mind and smashing your day. Not about me, you can't see a thing. Just call my name and I hear you scream. Master. Master. Just call my name and I hear you scream. Master. Master. Master.
Thank you, Damage Incorporated. That was phenomenal, dudes. So how you guys liking it with sound? With music?
You all right?
This is our first time at Cliff Burton Day having a bunch of bands, and I think it's good. I tried to give you guys earplugs, so hopefully you guys took them, because it's nice and loud in here. So yeah. Thank you. Very good. Very good. So I was asked to read a statement. We were going to have a special guest here, but unfortunately he wasn't able to make it. This statement is from the principal of Castro Valley High. It says, I am writing to introduce the Cliff Burton Scholarship at Castro Valley High School, an incredible opportunity for students who are passionate about music but face financial barriers in pursuing their dreams. Named in honor of Cliff Burton, the legendary bass player and core member of Metallica, this scholarship continues his legacy by supporting students who demonstrate a sincere interest in music and need financial assistance to further their education and artistic pursuits. Music has the power to inspire, heal, and transform lives, and yet many talented students struggle to access resources they need to develop their craft. Scholarships like the Cliff Burton Scholarship serve as a bridge, ensuring the financial hardship does not stand in the way of the passion and potential they possess. By investing in young musicians, we are not only honoring Cliff's remarkable contributions to music, but also foster the next generation of artists who will shape the future of the industry. One of the special things about this Cliff Burton Scholarship is the students do not need to be attending a four-year college to receive this scholarship. However, thank you. However, these scholarships are only possible through the generosity of the donors, which is you guys, who bought tickets today, t-shirts, merch, concessions, so thank you guys. We invite you to join us in keeping Cliff Burton's spirit alive by donating to this meaningful cause. Your generosity will make a profound difference in the lives of the musicians and keep his passion for music for generations to come. Sincerely, Principal Mr. Chris Fortenberry. So let's hear it for the principal. So at this time, as you can tell, this is brand new. We're trying this out. This is the first time we've ever done the live music like that. So bear with us during the set changes. So at this time, I'd love to invite the next band to come up and start setting up. I did want to make mention that a lot of the donations go to other places in Castro Valley that are donated from the Cliff Burton Foundation. Castro Valley High School, as just mentioned, Castro Valley Adult School, which provides scholarships to students earning their GED, and that's donated in Jan Burton's name. Thank you. Another one is the Aneurysm and AVM Foundation, which is donated in Scott Burton's name. The World Central Kitchen, who immediately serves chefs preparing meals to communities impacted by natural disasters, which is donated in Ray Burton's name. Tipping Point Community, fighting poverty throughout the Bay Area, donated in the Burton family name. And lastly, the one that we're all here to support, we have a really big surprise in store for you later on, which is the Cliff Burton Scholarship. And actually, I'll leave that surprise till later.
Alone in the darkness, I waited for you at the door. Fears are growing minutes, I can't take no more. Our love's lying rounded, dying a slow death. My feelings are frozen, and take my last breath. Woman, be gone. Woman, be gone. Woman, be gone. Woman, be gone. You cut me and cheated until it's too late. I'm sad that it started, can't end up in hate. Woman, be gone. Woman, be gone. Woman, be gone. Woman, be gone. I've done everything that I could do. No, nothing good. Now it doesn't really matter. Oh, oh, I said it is over. No one's left to see. I don't look over your shoulder. I'll be on my way. Woman, be gone. Woman, be gone. Woman, be gone. Woman, be gone. I'll just go on my way. Woman, be gone. Woman, be gone. Woman, be gone. Woman, be gone. Yeah! That's it. Love you.
Thank you so much.
All right, that was awesome. Let's give it up for Trauma one more time. Let's hear it. That was fantastic, man. Thanks for joining us at Cliff Burton Day. So the next guest I have is a cool friend of mine, friend of yours, honestly. Amazing photographer of metal bands, very funny gentleman, and just an all-around cool dude. Let's give it up for Harold O. Cool.
What? I need a mic stand. Check 1, 2. Is this thing on? So how the fuck you guys doing, man? How cool is this? Another fucking Cliff Day, right? It's a great thing they've been doing here. So, what was that? No, you're awesome. You're more awesome. You want to step outside? So I'm going to be a prop comic tonight. What do you guys think? Huh? Carrot Top has nothing on me. Yeah, all right. Cool. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah. It's great to be here, man. Give it up for Cliff. Come on, Cliff Burton. Yeah. For Cliff, yeah. All right. Good evening, Mike. How's everybody doing? We already worked on that. My name's Harold, and I'm an alcoholic.
I won't tell anybody.
Sorry, I thought this was an AA meeting. Good night. Thank you. Yeah. All right. So this fantastic tribute to Clifford is put on by the Burton family, Casey Ramirez, our awesome dedicated host, Nick Gomez. Give it up for Nick Gomez. Yeah. Canada Dave Bush, who works behind the scenes, and tons of help from Connie Burton, Connie Taylor, Diane Pye, Rebecca Kestelin, and Jamie from the Valley Inn. So get up for all those guys. Yeah. All right. So last summer, I got the chance to visit the Cliff Burton Museum in Sweden, and it's fucking amazing. I was over in Europe already, playing the huge annual Dynamo Metal Festival with an awesome group of longtime musicians known as the Bay Area Interthrashional, put together by Craig Cicero. Yeah. We're like a tribute band to Bay Area thrash metal, celebrating the music of Metallica, Exodus, Testament, Forbidden, Death Angel, and others. Yeah. Fuck, dear. No, I'm just. Yeah, DRI, right on, yeah. Anyway, our first show we did was a really cool tribute to Cliff. We used an intro to our show, and I was thrilled to be invited to the Cliff Burton Museum for a gallery photo show that I did. I think it's amazing that there's a fucking Cliff Burton Museum anywhere, right? Fuck yeah. Fucking amazing. So along with a group of people, they started the museum to honor Cliff's legacy and keep his memory alive. The night before the photo show, I received the horrible news that my best friend and roommate, Mike Wasco, had died of a heart attack. I almost canceled the photo gallery show. Dude, you're killing my vibe here, dude. Are we passing out pics, or are we fucking talking about Cliff? Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, right on. Anyway, so my best friend fucking died, and I was all sad and shit. I wanted to go home. But I decided to do the show because that's what Wasco would have wanted for me to do, you know? It's like, Cliff. Yeah, for Wasco. Yeah. So I wasn't sure if I could handle the recent loss of my best friend combined with the heaviness of going to the place where we lost Cliff. I thought it was going to be an emotional wreck. I didn't think I could do it. The folks at the museum sent a guy to pick me up at the airport, and it was pouring down rain and totally dismal. We drove a couple hours, and we got near the destination when my driver told me we were now on the same road where the Metallica tour bus had skidded off. This is the same road where Cliff lost his life, and it was fucking heavy. It was one of the fucking heaviest moments of my life. I started crying like a baby, and it was a lot to take in my already fragile emotional state. This is the same drive where Cliff died. I can barely describe the sadness I felt. It was fucking horrible. It was like going to Auschwitz. You could feel the heaviness in the air. Then we stopped at the actual crash site, and I went over to the stone, and I just lost it completely, man. The vibe was so fucking heavy. There wasn't anybody else there, so my driver sat in the car as I got to finally pay my respects to Cliff. It was one of the absolutely heaviest, saddest, most cathartic moments of my life. When we originally lost Cliff, we were all so young and had never really dealt with death before. And just like the Metallica guys, we were really unprepared to deal with it and how to handle the grief of losing such an amazing, unique individual like Cliff. We're gonna have someone to clean this up afterwards, right? Yeah, heavy. All right. Anyway, so Cliff was only 24 years old when he died. And I think of all that time, especially now when I'm an old man of 62, I think of my life I've had and how long I've been around for. And the saddest thing about Cliff's death was the fact that he was in the prime of his life, and Metallica were just crushing it on a huge upward trajectory. I was a total wreck, and it's hard to talk about it today. I walked over to the memorial, and I was blown away by all the little trinkets and keepsakes so many people had left behind. Guitar picks, beer and liquor labels, flowers, pictures of Cliff, roaches, bottle caps. I left an unused drink ticket from the Warfield in SF. I smoked a fat joint and left the roach for Cliff. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. As we drove to the museum from the crash site, I felt a huge sense of relief and happiness. I finally got some closure that I'd always needed so bad after Cliff's passing 38 years ago. Like I said, this is one of the heaviest days of my life, and I felt so much better, like a huge weight had been lifted off my shoulders. Visiting the crash site was a major epiphany and helped me deal with losing a couple of great friends. I got to the museum and was greeted by the curators, who gave me a huge warm welcome and big hugs. It was totally surreal to finally be in the Cliff Burton Museum in fucking Sweden. They opened up the museum for me, and I was blown away by how much care and love they had put into it. I was honored and thrilled to see 10 of my Cliff photos blown up on the wall. Previously, Casey had arranged to have myself, Brian Liu, Rick Brackett, and Gene Ambo donate 10 of our best Cliff photos to the museum. They also had a duplicate memorial stone, which they had covered with plexiglass in the floor of the museum. It was so fucking cool. They had taken all of the trinkets and pics and all the cool stuff people had left and arranged at the crash site all over the display. There were big photo displays from Kerrang, Metal Hammer, and all the metal magazines that had tributes to Cliff. We set up my photos on a wire that went across the room. Oh yeah. So I decided they needed to keep all the photos I'd brought for future displays. They were so nice and hospitable and put me up in the adjacent hotel and insisted on paying for all my meals and boarding while I was there. The next day, I met all the nice folks who had put it all together. And I guess part of the reason they opened this museum was, and they put in the memorial stone out by the crash site, because people would always come up to the nearby merchants and ask where the crash had actually happened. The photo gallery show with Cliff was a complete success, and about 75 people showed up, and a bunch of people brought their books for me to sign. I'm so happy I decided to do the show after all, and I had a great time meeting so many hella cool Swedish Metallica fans. Give it up for Cliff Burton, come on! Yeah. Fuck yeah. I recommend the Cliff Museum to anybody that even has a slight interest in music. Cliff loved his hometown of Castro Valley, and was extremely proud of where he came from. We need to do a permanent memorial for Cliff here in Castro Valley. Don't you think? So I propose getting a duplicate memorial stone like the one they have in Sweden. And I've contacted people in Sweden about this. We're going to try to do a Cliff memorial for Castro Valley. That's what it fucking needs, right? Fuck yeah. So, anyway, thanks to all of you for keeping Cliff's spirit and legacy alive. For Cliff! If you're 21 and over, you can take a stroll down to the Valley Inn down here. We're going to have a big jam session afterwards. And I'm going to smoke a big fat joint with all of you. Yeah. Thanks so much for your support, for keeping Cliff's memory alive, and for future generations to enjoy. All right, we're getting down here now. All right, in closing, I'd like to tell a little story about Cliff. It's pretty fucking hilarious. Flashback to 1984, Metallica are playing a secret gig at the Mabuhay Gardens under the name of the Four Horsemen, home of countless punk shows and mayhem. The gig ended up being announced in BAM magazine, and hundreds of people were turned away. They didn't have that many fans then, so what the fuck am I talking about? The band had to have their roadies build a wall of people to hold the mad crowd off the 2-foot-high stage. The show was a total madhouse. To quote Cliff himself, freaks were fucking flipping. Big time. So during one of the breaks, James had the crowd in a round of metal up your ass. Metal up your ass. It was like that. He would shout it to the crowd, and the crowd would shout it back, just like we did a second ago. Oh my God. Yeah. Then he had him shouting, hell no, James. Hell no, James. That girl still didn't say hell no, James. Okay. So Cliff saw this as a perfect opportunity to mess with Mr. Hetfield. So he goes up to the mic and says, James is a dick. James is a dick. And you should have seen the fucking look on James's face when he fucking said that. It's like, what the fuck? So what did Cliff do? Or what did James do? James looked at Cliff and went, Cliff is a cunt. We can't say that. Okay, Cliff is a C with a T at the end and a U and an N in the middle. Thank you. So the audience shouted back, Cliff is a cunt. We're going to edit this for Netflix, right? Okay. Anyway. But it was a total spur of the moment and a great example of Cliff's great sense of humor. So thanks to all put on this great show tonight. Here's to many more. And we got coming up with True Temper, right? Yeah. True Temper, yeah. Give it up. So this is one of Cliff's very first bands, correct? This is before Agents of Misfortune? A little after. Before, what was the other one? Yeah, anyway. But anyway. So hang out, this is going to be a fun night. Give it up for Cliff, come on! James is a dick. Cliff is a... Anyway, I'm making a huge mess here. Thanks, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. My name's Harold O, and I'm an alcoholic. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
This next tune we're going to do is kind of like a jam thing that we used to do all the time when we were hanging out at Bill's house with a ton of musicians. There's a couple of those guys here tonight. But I've invited some people to join us and kind of jam out and do this beautiful music thing that we did back then, because this stuff's still alive. So thank you for listening. Let's rock that. St. Germany, that one's from Miele.
I really love this song, and it's one of my most favorite Metallica songs. It's very special for me that I'm able to play this for Cliff Burton on Cliff Burton Day. I've loved this song since I was really little, and I knew that I wanted to add my own improv to this. I remember Casey from the Cliff Burton family. I remember that she once told me that Wade Burton had told Cliff that melancholy in a song is always very important. This song definitely has that, but something was telling me to add my own style of melody to play before the song called an alapana, add that before the song to add more to it. So I was just doing what my heart was telling me, and then I made that melody and I transitioned into the song, and I was also adding other improvs in the song too. So I did all of this for Cliff Burton. During 2021 and 2022, I felt it was really a changing point in my life because I have been playing guitar since I was 6 years old. But I felt from those time, I was feeling guitar, it was pulling towards me. It was starting to turn into a huge passion for me, and my love for it just kept growing and growing and growing. So my life, I have to say, fully changed from that time onward. So I was 8 or 9, and then at that exact time, I got connected to Miss Casey from the Cliff Burton family. She reached out to my parents and said that she would like to award me the Cliff Burton 2022 scholarship. I felt that it was a spiritual sign from Cliff Burton himself, because Metallica was the first thing that inspired me to play guitar, and watching videos of Cliff Burton play. And now, just when this is becoming so much more of a passion for me at this exact time, the Cliff Burton family themselves connect to me. So that just feels like Cliff Burton himself is talking to me and proof that he is still with us right now. Since then, I have been good friends with Miss Casey. And when I went, and then I've just been following my passion and doing what I love from there. And then America's Got Talent contacted me and asked if I would like to audition, which brought me to the US for the first time, where I was finally able to meet Miss Casey. She told me so much about Cliff Burton and also showed me his memorabilia and even gave me his own bass to play. At that time, I was thinking back of how Cliff Burton first inspired me like I was watching his videos on YouTube, until at that one moment where I was playing his own bass and holding his own bass in my own hands. That just gave me goosebumps really at that time. So a lot has happened, and then something really amazing happened for the America's Got Talent quarterfinals. I knew that for the second round, I wanted to play something really heavy. And I thought, what could be better than Metallica? So when I told that to the AGT producers, they said that no, it'll definitely be impossible, because not once have Metallica ever approved a song for them. And they've been trying for like 10 years. But I knew that the Cliff Burton family would have my back. So I straight away told Casey, and she said that she could do it. And just in 1 week, and Metallica had approved a song for me to play for the first time ever on America's Got Talent. And that really means just so much to me, and it's so heart-touching. Something else really awesome is that the song AGT, where they said if AGT said if we're going to do a Metallica song, the song they suggested was Enter Sandman, because they said it would work really nice for their audience because it was really popular. But I was thinking Master of Puppets, since it was really interesting, and it was also really popular due to Stranger Things. So we requested both of these, and in the end, Metallica chose Master of Puppets for me to play on AGT. It just felt like this worked out the way Cliff Burton wanted it to work out, and I'll tell you why. Later, after a while, when I was talking to Casey, she told me that Cliff Burton's most favorite album was Master of Puppets, and it was also one of his most favorite songs. And also that being a song that I wanted to play for AGT, and also the song that Metallica had approved for America's Got Talent, it just felt like too much to be a coincidence. So that's why when I was on stage, just when I finished playing, I could hear the audience screaming. I was talking to the judges, and I knew that I wanted to thank the Cliff Burton family.
Just amazing. I'm so happy I had the honor of playing Master of Puppets Metallica for the first time on AGT. So thank you, Metallica, and also thank you to the Cliff Burton family for making this possible.
This is all saying that how Cliff Burton is still with us now, and this isn't the only sign. There have been so many, like throughout, since when I first started to even now in recent times, so many signs that Cliff Burton is right here. So I'm forever, forever thankful for the Cliff Burton Scholarship because it really changed me a lot. And also forever grateful to the Cliff Burton family as well as Cliff Burton himself.
That one, check. Hey, so that was my recipient from 2 years ago, and anybody who supported Cliff Burton Day 2 years ago, that's exactly where your funds went to. I want to say that about 99% of the people you see working here today all volunteered to do this event. So it's like we're all giving back to the children. We saw how successful Maya became after that. So it warms my heart to be able to do this and to see you guys here supporting it over the past 8 years. So thank you guys. Let's hear it for you guys. Thank you very much. So I mentioned a very special surprise. It is who bought a t-shirt last year? So I want to show you exactly where your money went to. They're hailing from Austin, Texas. They're going to melt your faces off. The next group up is Kate and the Krushers. Let's hear it for them.
into it.
You think they look at you a little differently when they see the album so high on the charts?
Well, it makes them, they're proud and they're happy that there's some success going on, you know. It's a bit of a relief for them. You know, they'd be pretty worried about it years ago. But
do they come out and see your shows?
If it's appropriate, you know, if the venue's right, you know. I don't bring them to any small riots that we have in Frisco, you know. We've been known to play a few of those.
And Mom up front. What is today? You can do better than that. What is today? A little bit louder? Right on, you guys are awesome. I'd love to call Mr. Mike Burton to speak.
I wasn't supposed to go first. My name's Mike. There's a lot of people here that knew Cliff. I was one of them. He was a great guy. We were friends. I'm not much of a public speaker. I'm really mostly here because Ray asked me to say something. Well, thank you very much. But Ray can't be here. Ray's getting on a bit, you know, and couldn't travel. But he wanted to make sure that I said to all of you people, everybody that's here, thank you from the bottom of his heart for keeping Cliff in your hearts and your memories. It means a lot to him. It means everything to him. It really was a big deal for him. And he wanted to make sure that I said thank you to every single person here for that.
Oh, hey, everybody's still here. Right on, cool. Hey. My name is Nicholas Gomez, and this is our rock and roll group, Zombie Holocaust. We were asked to perform today because we are a Castro Valley thrash band, just like Cliff used to play in back in the day.
So real fast, I want to say thank you, Ray, for creating such an amazing band. Ray and Jan, thank you very much. Hi, Burton, everybody.
Dad, this is my dad, Ray Burton. This is Cliff Burton's dad. Yeah! Big hallelujah! Hallelujah!
I got kind of arthritis in my shoulder. Okay. I can't have two arms hugged, so I just hug with one arm. Okay. No, this is fine. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Connie, for the nice things you've said about old Clifford Lee Burton. But I want to, first of all, thank the Alameda County Board of Supervisors for having this proclamation for a person so dear to all of us. Cliff was an exceptional child, right? It almost seemed from the time he was born. He just, you know, I've thought over the years, I cannot remember Cliff crying.
So, like I said, people have been cheering Cliff for 30, 40 years. I just think it's appropriate that we all cheer Ray once the last time. So, is that you? Did you do it? Are you doing it?
It's going, I think.
So, in honor of the great Ray Burton. Absolutely.
You know, and I come on this, and I almost like at first I was watching this, and I wasn't sure it was going to end up like this, which is what I was hoping for. And I said to my girlfriend, I said, I'm not sure I'm going to go on. And there's a lot of musicians and friends. It's no one really I know. And I mean, I'm so grateful. I mean, we've been on like 2 hours already, and I'm so grateful that I've had this opportunity to see everybody. But Nicholas, did you expect that this would happen?
I was kind of hoping it would happen. I wanted to see his friends talk amongst each other and share memories and good vibes, exactly what you guys were doing.
Well, you can count on me for, you know, anytime you do it, you know, you definitely I'd be humbled to be welcomed back.
Oh, most definitely.
Hey everybody, this is Charlie Benante.
Hey, I'm Brian Slagle.
What's up? I'm Gary Holt.
Dean Del Rey. I'm here to talk about Cliff Burton.
Hi, I'm Big Mick. You're going to learn some more about Cliff.
That was perfect. We don't even need to do that again. That was perfect.
Every gig we ever did, we went to Crush.
This band moved here for him. So
They joined him.
They joined him.
I think I watched Cliff and Mall maybe 1,000 times.
Has anybody mentioned the hammer, Cliff's hammer?
It was that mindset when you're younger, like, you know, everything's gonna last forever. You know what I mean?
Cliff Burton will live on. Metallica has made sure of that. Ray Burton's made sure of that. Casey's making sure of that. And we're glad that all you who were watching this are interested enough to keep it going. And there's a lot of music out there. There's a lot of good musicians. Cliff was very unique part of the planet. He associated with unique people. And yeah, that's it, man. Good luck.
My name is Nicholas Alexander Gomez, and this is Cliff Burton Day. We're here to celebrate the life, the memory, the legacy of my hero and most of your heroes out there, Cliff Burton.
Some of you people here in Castro Valley might not know who I am, but Cliff Burton did. I first heard about Cliff Burton from kids that worked in my machine shop coming in saying, "Did you see the guy in Metallica? He always has your shirt on." And no one ever represented us better than Cliff Burton. Unfortunately, a few years after that, we lost him, and I never got to meet him or thank him. So it is with my sincere honor and great gratitude to him and his family that here in Castro Valley, I welcome you to the first Cliff Burton Day. Big metal.
Was the energy like very noticeably different with Jason being there, with Cliff not being there?
Yeah. It was never said, but it was always felt that we were really missing Cliff a lot. It was.
And I remember he pulls out this giant Samsonite suitcase, you know, like the mom ones, you know, and he pops it open and he pulls out this Zebco Pocket Fisherman and this tackle box. And he's like, let's go. And he put on his jacket and he got his hat and we went to the Navy Pier and went fishing that night.
Like it says up there, thank you for your continuous years of support. This is a labor of love, not just myself, but everybody here involved. We do this because we love our community, we love Cliff Burton, we love Castro Valley. I do want to introduce you to Jose. This is the director, the guy who is running the screen, running the show. That's Jose right there from the back. So let's hear it for Jose. We remember Derek from Kate and the Crushers, John Cruz, Michael Overton, and I'm your host, Nicholas Gomez. I'm sad to say that this is the end of the night, you guys. So how do we celebrate this? What do you guys want to do? Maybe we'll end it with one more song. Come on, call it out. What's the last song we should play for the night? I think someone said it. I think you're onto something over there, young man. Cool. Should we give them what they want?
on that hill in the early day, coughs and chill deep inside. Shouting gun on they run through that endless fray. On they fight for the right, yes, but who's to say? For a hill, man would kill, why they do not know. Sipping wounds, test their pride. Men of five still alive through that raging glow, gone insane from the pain that they surely know. Time rushes on. That's right. crumbling sky. Shattered soul fills the soul with the ruthless cry. Stranger now are his eyes to this mist of red. Hear the silence elapse. Crack of dawn, all is gone except that will to be. Now they see what will be, blinded eyes to see. Follow the battle. Time marches on. Follow the battle. Thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts, friends. It's a blessing to be able to do this for us, for our community. Happy birthday, Cliff. We love you. We'll see you at the same time next year.
And we are back, and we are adding our boy Mike back in. There we go. Oh, Mike. There we go. Yeah.
Hi. Hello.
Your voice is raspy. Were you singing along or what?
I was shouting and meddling and horns upping. Yeah.
So now that everybody saw it, we can say the super secret highlight of the night, Kate and the Krushers.
Yeah, but wait a minute. There was no
The truth, we are missing one segment to the viewers out there. Unfortunately, there was an issue with that footage that couldn't be resolved in one day. So it will be out. It just
no gladiator school.
No gladiator school on this one. Needed a little more than 24 hours to fix that issue, but they'll be back on when I release the video.
Nice to see all that stuff from all the other years, though. That's really super cool, man. You know.
See where it became, or it started from. Literally, I think you said a strip mall down the street, and
Big Mick, Michael Alago, you know, the great Fleming Rasmussen. You know, that's awesome to see those guys. So, what do you?
Yeah, it was cool being able to see it and then see where we were from that perspective. Like now we're on this big stage and everybody's there. Like I don't know, it was really cool.
And every year had a different flavor to it.
True.
You know,
Gets bigger and bigger.
So
moving forward, what do you think? More live music, continue that, like this new vibe that we're putting out?
I mean, I don't know. I would say no rules generally, and see how it kind of shapes up every year, rather than have to fit it into a box, make the box fit into it. You know.
True.
I mean,
I'd love to see like multiple scholarship recipients out for the evening, like
or what they're doing now, what they've done in the past, and how it's changed their life. You know, and I mean, you know, lots of different things. But I think the film footage to me is great because you can grab people from all over the world.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
And that's really nice because there's, you know, the impact was global, obviously. So, you know,
yeah, definitely for next year, get started a little bit earlier, get those interviews during the summer so we can expand our reach, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, my guess is you probably have a lot of information and stories and goodness already in the footage. So do you know, just because it happened to 1 year, do you just put it in the closet and get rid of it? Or do you include that somehow? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could shuffle in different stories from different people at different times, you know, over the years.
That's true. That's true. A lot of the footage that we had that made it for, say, year 3 or 4, like I couldn't put everything in, or it'd be a 9-hour long episode. There's still stuff that
Yeah.
can be put out. Still a lot of good stuff.
Totally. Uh-oh.
Oh, are they out of tacos again? Did they put it in the kitchen and we couldn't find
No,
it?
I just
That's the issue. Hey, you forgot to mention the good tacos from Cliff
tacos
Burton
were
Day.
excellent.
That's a shout out to Portella's in Castro Valley. We go there every year for Cliff Burton Day. They're absolutely amazing. Rosa is the best person in the entire world. So shout out to them.
Yeah, excellent. We were very pleased with that. Thank you for that.
And I guess while we're at shout outs, I had to volunteer run event. Out of the 25 people, 23 of them all volunteered their time. So all the homies on the call sheet, and then all the people who donated the gear, like the Fisher 10 and whatnot, Shader Camera, Rebel Sun, Bulldog Lighting and Grip, Lumen 77, and Gold Coast Stages were all friends of ours who donated a lot of that stuff to help make the event possible. So homies, thank you. Thank you.
What about the dude that printed the shirts? You didn't mention him.
Probity. Thank you, Probity, for making these shirts. They are amazing.
Local guitar hero as well.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, then what is his name? So we can shout him out.
You'll have to figure that out yourself.
Mr. Probity. Thank you very much.
But, point is, it takes a village. Are you fondling a hammer? Nice.
No.
So I'll ask you the question, knowing the answer already. Why do you have a hammer? And you're supposed to say, no?
Never know when you're going to need it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Well done. That's as good a way to me to end it as any. With the words from the man himself. You never know when you're going to need it.
Mr. Cliff Burton over here. Over here. Say happy birthday. Thanks for inspiring generations. Thanks for the legacy. Thanks for putting Castro Valley on the map, and just thank you for everything, man. Happy birthday, Cliff.
Yeah, he gave us what he had, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still gone, still miss him. Still getting more famous every year.
That's true.
So nothing changes.
All right, everybody in the chats, everybody who watches, thank you very much. We appreciate you every year. And like I'll say, same time next year. Happy Cliff Burton Day, everybody. Good night.
Stay good. Take care. Ciao.